Mr. Biden. I may add that in just because. Oh, shit. Okay. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Hey, I'm Brooks Palin. Yeah, that's me. That's it.
And who are you playing?
I'm playing Marcos Estamo Trinidad. He's a rogue. He's kind of a devilishly handsome fellow.
Like you.
But pretty much his whole thing is he is son of a rich man by the name of Pacho el Estamo Trinidad. And he pretty much hates his rich heritage. He didn't feel like he really had a family with his rich father, so he took to the streets and found some despicable human beings to be a family with. One of them being Francesco, my favorite friend.
So how long have you been playing D&D?
I really don't know. I just love it. I just play it. I think I started like middle school maybe. I don't know. Just a while. It's been a while.
And then also, why is D&D important to you?
I just like to have fun. I like to sit down, have a laugh with my friends, drink some Kool-Aid, have some pizza, the small things.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Don't laugh.
In the capital of the Grand Serene Republic of El Doje. El Doje is located in the Galago Archipelago. Inside the Galago Archipelago, which is a bunch of small islands, just thousands of them, in this large mass. And each one of them basically has cities on them, right? And each one of these cities sends in representatives to the capital. The capital, it has the largest city in the Galago Archipelago and even in the empire itself. So it itself has lots of representatives, and they all come in to debate on topics. But as I said, this city, which is also called El Doje, the name of the empire,
yep,
the republic,
yep,
is the largest city. You right now are in your father's estate in the city, which is at the heart of basically the richest district within El Doje.
Oh, don't you hate being rich?
You do.
Yeah.
I don't know about anyone else, but you do.
Man, I got all this coin weighing down my pockets. I can't stand it.
And you have recently gotten into trouble.
Okay.
Nothing big. Nothing too awful.
Just caught stealing something.
Caught scamming someone.
Yeah.
You are in your father's study. He is not in his study, and there's currently a man, a fully armed man, standing at the door.
Most men are fully armed.
Most. But this one has weapons, too.
Okay, cool.
That's what makes him different.
Okay.
Fully armed.
Fully armed and has weapons.
Yeah,
wow,
exactly.
This is a guy to pick a fight with.
Exactly. So he's standing watching you because your father doesn't trust you to not do anything until he gets there to his office in his estate.
Oh, good. Father's a real stand-up individual.
Yep. Your father's office is a very extravagant room. It has a big desk in the center. It has plants. It has bookshelves. It has ledgers. It has extra seats.
Can I start ruffling through his things? Just
on his desk?
Yeah, just take a look at what he's doing.
You've seen most of the stuff on his desk.
Okay.
That's one thing. You can still ruffle through it if you want.
Yeah,
if there's anything new.
I'm just gonna look around, see if there's anything spicy. Anything I can get on him.
Your father wanted you to sit.
Well, can I stand up? I'm getting pretty impatient.
He told me to make sure you sat down.
Here's the deal. How about I stand up, and you just don't worry about it?
But if he comes back in,
it's okay. I'll tell him that you didn't know. Just look the other way.
I'm in the same room as you.
Yeah, just turn around.
I lose my job.
Why can't I stand up?
Master Marco, please sit down.
All right, whatever. I'm gonna sit down and scoot my chair closer to the desk.
His eyes kind of bug out a little bit. Like, he knows this is all going so wrong for him.
And I'm gonna now ruffle things on his desk.
He's not going to interrupt you anymore.
Okay,
He's
good.
just going to say that he did his job.
Do I find anything? Do you want me to do like an investigate?
Yeah, give me a quick... It's a small desk, but you can give me, see how well you look.
I got a 12.
Okay, so you look through his desk, and it's the basic stuff you're used to having on your father's desk. There is a small note, and by small note I mean it's on a piece of parchment, and you read it, being very inconspicuous while you're missing through it, and he's back across the room a little bit, so he can't see exactly what you're doing on the desk. But you could sneak it maybe if you wanted to try.
Well,
it talks about an important meeting that is happening, and it regards a shipment that's coming in to the city.
I'll try to sleight of hand it
Sweet.
back to my pocket. Oh man, that is 1 on the die, but I have a plus 6 to sleight of hand, so I got 7.
Well, you beat him.
Okay, good.
Even though you got a 1, he rolled a 3.
Oh, good.
So your 7 beats that.
I'm glad he's blind.
He sees you, and although you do sneak it and he doesn't see that you took the papers, he walks forward and he says, Master Marco, stop.
All right. I'll scoot back and prop my feet up on the desk.
He looks at your feet, like in horror that you would even dare to put your feet on the table, and he just kind of like turns around and walks back toward the door.
I could probably get him fired.
Yeah, probably. You probably can if you tried.
Anyways, I'm just going to wait for my dad.
So you wait like 10 minutes, and your father probably had to walk from the Senate house here.
Yeah.
You know he was probably there. That's what you're guessing.
Yeah.
The door slams shut, and it's partially because the door is just heavy.
Right, but
it's partially because he slammed it.
As soon as he walks in, I'm going to say, took you long enough.
And he says, Marco, what are you doing? I heard you were scamming someone.
I mean, are you surprised? I do it all the time, Dad.
He rubs his forehead. He goes, no, I'm not surprised. That's why I'm angry.
So what are we talking about then? If you already know it's going to happen, just let me go.
You are not leaving the estates.
Eh?
You will stay on the estate grounds.
So
you will not leave.
So I'm your prisoner now.
Yes.
For a great leader, you seem to be making a bad mistake.
Fernan, take him to his room.
You know, I'll get out. I always do.
There will be guards posted outside your room 24/7.
All right.
And outside in the grounds. You will not leave.
All right.
And if you leave, and he looks right at Fernan, the guard, and he's like, and if he leaves, you will be fired.
I'm going to look at Fernan and say, start looking for another job.
Fernand's he's like, he is so angry. Both of the people in this room are extremely angry with you.
Dude, that's what's going on.
Your father goes, get out of my sight. I have business to attend to.
Sure thing, Dad.
So the guard kind of walks over to you and he goes, come with me, Master Marco.
Sure.
So you guys walk up and walk through the estate.
As he's taking me, I'm like, all right, so you're taking me back to my room?
I was told to.
Well, then you have to know that I have a way out of my room. You wonder how I sneak out at night, right? There's a secret door under the dresser.
Make a bluff check.
Yeah. This is going to be a deception check.
Deception. Duh. I'm sorry. This is not 3.5.
Yeah. That'll be an 8.
Just an 8.
Just an 8.
He goes, Marco, I'm not an idiot. There's no trapdoor in your room.
All right, fine. Well, then you must know about the small hole under the bed.
Are you going to keep doing
Yeah,
that?
I am.
Okay.
Oh, that's another bad roll. I'm getting bad rolls.
He beat you.
10.
He lost to you. He goes, okay, you will be taken to the guest room until I check your room out.
All right, thanks so much.
So he walks you past your room, which, because the estate is basically it's gardens inside of a wall with many different houses.
My room would be in the center of the...
Oh, it would. Well, it's in the same place as your father. So he's taking you past that house and through a little section of garden and into a small separate building that's for guests and ambassadors and other people, constituents.
Sweet. So this is outside of the estate a little.
No, it's still inside the walls,
estate,
but it's a little bit closer to the walls.
Good.
So he walks you up, and you go up a set of stairs, marble, by the way. Basically everything in this is marble. You walk up a set of stairs, and you walk past these large, grandiose rooms, and he lets you into one, and another guard from down the hall runs up, and Fernand explains the situation, and that guard stands by the door as Fernand runs off, you're guessing, to your room to check for the small hole that you have.
All right, so is there multiple floors in this guest house?
Yes, there's one more floor above.
I'm going to walk up.
The guard says, no, I'm sorry, sir, but you must stay in this room.
I'm just checking it out.
He
You know, I've never been in the guest house. Isn't that weird? I've never been in the guest house.
Bluff check.
Yeah. All right, deception. Here we go. Yeah, that'll be like a 22.
Okay. He goes, you may not have been in this house. I understand that.
Oh,
but
come on, you have to let me look. You know it's beautiful up there, right? There's marble everywhere. It's going to be awesome.
I was told to make you stay in this room.
Here's the deal. I want to go and explore before I'm put into a small room for the rest of my life. Can you please give me this one little,
Deception.
Persuasion. Yeah, persuasion.
Yeah.
That's going to be it's 9 plus.
Yeah, he kind of
plus
right?
Yeah.
And he takes his hand away from his sword, okay, but you must stay close.
Sure thing.
And you guys walk to the stairs, and there's the set going down and then the set going up. And you guys start walking up together toward the third.
How heavy is his armor?
He's wearing basically a colonial, it's not really armor.
Oh, it's armor. It's okay.
It's like a.
I was thinking like a conquistador sort of style.
He has a helmet.
Does he have the breastplate?
Just a breastplate.
Okay.
But other than that, it's just.
So we have one going up and one going down?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is try to get to the top of the stairs. And as soon as I get closer to the top, I'm going to vault over the side of the stairs and go on the stairway going down and make a break for the door.
Okay. So that'll be a good 10 foot, like an 8 foot drop.
Yeah, I think I can do it.
Okay. So you guys start walking toward the top of the stairs, and right before, because what happens is it goes up, and then it opens up into the next floor.
Yeah.
With a little balcony, like not a balcony area,
but it has like a
railing around it.
Yeah,
just like the one below it. And
yep, I'm gonna make that.
Make that jump. I want you to give me a dexterity check just to see I want to see if you can get away from him before he grabs you, because you're jumping away from him.
Okay, so that'll be a 23 to get away from him.
Sweet. So you kind of jump away from him, and he kind of lunges at you to grab you, but he's way too slow. You are months ahead of him. You give me a check to see you jumping over and landing on the ground.
This is my acrobatics, right?
Yeah.
That'll be a 24. 18 on the
So
die.
you swing your legs up over the edge of the the railing, and you come down onto the next set of stairs, and you just, as soon as your legs are on the stones, you're booking it down the stairs.
Yeah, so I'm going straight for that door.
So you burst through the front door that you came in through.
All right, so now what does it look like?
So you're in the gardens, and I want you to give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. I get no bonuses, so nat 20.
You notice that Fernan is running back, and he sees you.
Oh, fuck.
And so that's from into the estate.
I'm not running into the estate.
So you look to your right, turning away from the person as and you see there are 2 guards walking along the path coming toward you. Right, so along the left.
So to the
Fernand's
left,
coming.
Fernand's coming. What's
To the
forward?
right is the 2 guards walking.
And what's
up the
forward?
path. Is just gardens.
And do the gardens lead out to freedom?
No. Okay, so here's the estate, right?
Yeah.
Right? Here's gardens in each one of these.
Right. Okay.
So it's a circle, and in the quarters of the circles are gardens.
I'm
So
gonna
in front of you is
try.
that.
I'm gonna try to go through the gardens and head to the far end
This
gate.
one?
Yeah. And that way, hopefully, I can lose them within the gardens. Is it like a maze?
No. They're
Yeah.
just plants and large trees and grass and.
Yeah. I'll go through the gardens.
So I want you to give me a dexterity check to see if you're quicker than they are.
That'll be a 10, Captain.
So you book off, and you guys are going the exact same speed, and both sets of the guards saw you. So you have 3 guards behind you, and you guys are running at about the same speed, but you have a head start on them. So they aren't gaining on you, but they also aren't.
Right.
They also aren't losing. You aren't losing them.
All right. Cool.
So you run through the garden, and you're jumping over trees, jumping over hedges, running under branches, running between couples, they're in the gardens, and you get to this road because you kind of bushwhacked it through the garden to the other set of the path leading out of the estate. And down the path, there's no one. You don't see any people coming up the path except for a lone guard standing at the gate, facing the other direction, watching for people coming in.
And the gate's open.
The gate's open. I mean,
I'm just gonna try to sprint through. I'm gonna try. They're gonna yell, but I'm just gonna try to Indiana Jones through this door.
Yep. So as soon as you start running up, and you're about 15 feet before Fernan and the 2 other guards yell, they say, "Close the gate! Close the gate!"
All right.
And as you start running up to it, the guard standing at the gate turns around, and his eyes are extremely confused. He hasn't heard anything, you're guessing, hasn't heard anything about what your father said about you. All he knows is that you are running toward him, and a gate is closing.
Let me through, they're gonna kill me! I'm gonna yell that.
Okay, give me a deception. Oh, he
18 on the die, plus my 6, that's 24.
Yeah, he let you run past him before the gate. I mean, the gate was never.
I'm gonna yell, "Thank you, thank you!"
And he isn't stopping you. He also isn't stopping them. He's just kind of standing there, unsure of what's exactly happening. And behind you, you hear the gates closing, and you hear Fernand saying, "Open the gate! We need to get. We need to be after him. We need to go." But you are already into the city.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, this city is a huge city. Turns and people. And
Yeah, I'll have an easy time.
yeah, and they are so far behind you. You have just booked it through the streets.
Oh boy.
And you stop, you're breathing hard, but you think they're far enough behind that your father's estate guards can't get to you. The only people you might have to worry about is, city guard, city militia.
I think what's going to happen now is I'm going to try to find a place to hide out with Francesco, my good friend.
So, your friend Francesco frequents a really back alley pub. It's a hangout. It's really grungy, really dirty. They don't give a crap about who you are or where you're from. They treat everyone the same, and everyone pays the same amount for alcohol.
My sort of place.
Exactly. So you weave your way through the streets heading toward it, and like I said, it's a big city. There's long distances to get to between it. But you pull up. You're walking. I don't know. I said pull up. You finally make your way into the alley, being careful too. By the way, that you're checking alleys, checking streets before you walk them. If there aren't guards walking past, and you're being careful. But you walk down the alley, and you find yourself.
By the way, what clothes am I wearing right now? Am I wearing like more upper class clothing, or do I?
I think you're wearing a little in between. It's not. It's up to you. Your character dresses himself every morning.
Right. I just didn't know like if I was going to meet my father, if I would dress up to meet my father. I don't think I would.
You've just gotten in trouble.
Yeah.
So whatever you were wearing when you got in trouble. I don't
think I care enough, anyways.
Yeah. You probably have a nice cloak.
Put on poorly.
Yeah, or however maybe you have a hat. I don't know that you wear. Or, something like that. But anyway, you make it. You push into the little back alley pub, which is called the Granners.
The Granners, okay.
Yeah, and Ferdinand is at his usual spot, which is in a little
nook.
Little nook.
Yeah, a nook in the corner.
Feet up on the table.
Aragorn seat.
He's reading a small little ledger in his hand. It's his book. He always is reading it, always writing in it, and it's full of ideas, full of things, full of contacts, full of heists, full of cons, scams, etc.
I'm just gonna go sit across from him and put my feet up on the table as well, and just casually say, "Hey, how's it going?
I heard you got caught,
and I escaped.
You were foolish."
Foolish is one word for it. I just think of it as adventurous or cavalier, brave,
stupid.
Potato.
You are insane.
Yeah, it's fun.
Got anything new for me?
Not much. I actually need a place to hang out for a little bit. Let things die down. You have a spot?
Yeah, you can stay at my place.
All right. But the question I have for you is, do you have anything for me? Any good ideas? I'm looking to be a little bit naughty.
He kind of raises his eyebrow. He's a little...
Not like that. Stupid.
So he goes, well, there's something that we could do about your father.
And that would be?
I heard a tale from our friend, Ralph, that a shipment came in, not recently.
Yeah, actually, I have some information about that. I'm gonna
he
pull out
greedily steals it from your hand, right out from your hand.
Oh, calm down. I took it off his desk when the man wasn't looking. I didn't know what it was for, but it seemed important.
He smiles and he goes, "This is what I needed. We were going to have to search for hours to find out where this warehouse is." And he looks at it and he goes, "This is good. I heard that the shipments were ship hearts." And just side note, one of the more important details of ship combat is that magic is part of this world. Mm-hmm. So there's more things you can do with magic on a ship, right? You can protect yourself from enemy fire.
You can ward the...
You can ward the ship. You can create winds. You can, set fire to the other person's ship.
Think about anything magic can do, you can do it.
Exactly. And it has even a bigger impact in that you can destroy ships easier, and you can also defend your ship easier.
Is there magical weapons on these ships? So
there
could be lightning cannons? Or...
Yeah, so basically there's ways to enchant cannons into doing specific things. So you can bless them, you can make them, there's dwarves have incredible things that they do with exploding shells, with flechette rounds that break up magically once they're fired into these like long, like basically javelins that just sink into the ship and kill personnel.
Right. Or like make holes.
Yep, they're called hornet rounds. There's all sorts of things, and you can also enchant, cannons to come out and to be on fire, so that you can set people's magazines on fire and they blow up.
That's cool. So it's like really dangerous.
Exactly. But the reason it's so important is that there are these crystals that can store extra energy so that you can have even bigger magical spells aboard ships, right?
Right.
And these are called ship hearts, and they're built into the center of the ships, right?
Okay.
And they're big enough that you can't carry them because they're big, huge crystals.
Do some ships use the energy to sail, like the propulsion?
Yeah, some do. It depends on the empire. Elves do that typically. Usually if you're from Doje or from the empire, the Kingdom of the High Winds, they use it for blowing crap up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Typical human fare.
Yeah. we like revelry. We like blowing shit up.
Exactly. So, but you know exactly what ship hearts are, and that they are extremely valuable, and they are the most expensive part of building a ship in this world. Because finding the wood and stuff and the craftsmanship is expensive, but the crystal heart is extremely hard to craft. They need to be enchanted so that they can hold magic easy. They need to be all this stuff. So crystal hearts are a huge score. They're worth almost more than the entire boat.
Yeah,
combined.
we could sell it for how many are coming in the shipment? Do you know?
According to this, it doesn't say, but it could be anywhere from 100 to 500. Depending on the thing. I have no idea what your father wants with this.
It sounds like he's building a fleet, if you ask me.
Pretty big fleet.
Wonder what it's for.
Well, too bad we can't ask him.
Even if we did, he'd just send us to our rooms.
Us? He would just behead me.
Yeah. Your room is hell in this situation.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So
he goes. It says here as well that it is going to El Selenor's Trading Company warehouse. I want you to roll a knowledge check, a basic knowledge check. You've lived in the city, so I'm going to give you
some proficiency.
I'm going to give you an advantage on it.
Okay. Should I add like intelligence?
Yeah, add your intelligence. It's just a knowledge.
1. So 10.
Yeah, and you roll an advantage on it.
Oh, good.
The first one. That's what I mean by advantage. Is that what you mean by advantage? Rolling it twice?
No. Normally, when I did advantage, you just give them a +4.
Me, it's roll twice, take the highest.
Oh,
that's what I mean by advantage.
okay. Had no idea.
So, you know that this is a group that your father has worked with.
Mm-hmm.
For quite a while. This is one of the trading companies that, especially if he doesn't want and this is just because you've been around your father.
I've been snooping around the manor for a while.
You like to have your ear to the ground, especially when your father's doing something he probably shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And this is a company that he uses when he doesn't necessarily want people to know that he's buying 500 ship hearts.
Okay, so I'm going to be like, ooh, that name does ring a bell. Whatever my dad is doing, it's discreet.
That's good. The more discreet he is, the more people won't know about it, which means when we steal it...
It's only him that'll know. What is he going to do?
He grabs her hand and shakes it and he goes, this is going to be good. Let's go. Do you want to head out to the warehouse now?
No. I need a couple of drinks before we go.
Okay. So you guys order a couple rounds.
I'm gonna throw the bartender a gold coin.
A full gold coin.
Yep.
Okay. The typical bar wench, right? The bar waitress. Yeah. She smiles at it and she goes, "You are feeling awfully generous today, aren't you, Marcos?"
I always feel generous.
She winks and walks away.
Generous in the streets, generous in the sheets.
I think you're supposed to change it.
What?
I think you're supposed to change it.
Change what?
It's not generous in the streets, generous in the sheets. You have to change it.
No. I did change it.
Generous?
Yeah, dude, I'm generous in the sheets.
I know,
dude.
but you have to change both of them.
Oh yeah, stingy in the streets, generous in the
there we go.
sheets.
See, now that is funny. So you get a couple drinks, and the sun is starting to head down a little bit. It's starting to turn into late afternoon. You guys are a little tipsy.
That's
You've
okay.
been drinking
We've
for a
been
while.
laughing.
You've been laughing, having a good time. You've been talking about where it is. You know where the warehouse is, but you've never been inside of it.
Okay.
You've only seen it from the outside.
Well, let's go and scout it out.
So you get up and you start walking the streets, and it started to die down just a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it's starting to get late afternoon, but it's still a big city, so there are still people walking around. You're still wearing the same clothes that you were wearing. You'll be good.
I'll be fine.
So you walk through the streets, and there isn't very much happening.
Again,
Like
I don't
said.
really plan.
Yeah,
I just do.
So you get to the warehouse, and this is starting to get into like the industrial district where there's lots of warehouses, there's lots of shops, there's lots of industrial jobs,
industrial
crafting.
district.
Yeah.
It's like a craftsmanship.
There aren't any. The one thing about this is that humans don't have like factories by this point yet, so it's not like
it's all artisan. It's all
Yeah.
groups of people doing.
it's not mass production.
Yeah.
Industrial quite yet. Dwarves do that, but not lowly humans, of course. So you get to the warehouse, and you do see a square, a sort of rectangular building, and it's looking a little busier than you've seen it. It looks like there are people outside of it that they're massing a little bit, and they are all wearing the typical like private hired muscle sort of look. So they aren't wearing your father's estate guard uniform. They're not wearing militia uniform. They're not wearing city guard uniform or even the army uniform. They're wearing street clothes with pistols, with cutlasses, with rapiers on their hips.
Right.
They do look like they are a group, though. They are wearing a similar sort of uniform.
All right.
And you see that. So this is the warehouse. It's long and rectangular. On one side, you see a large door that is bolted, and you're guessing on both sides. It's very large, open so that people can pack in and out stuff. And then there's also a small, normal-sized door on the longer side, on the very far edge.
Is it is it a tall building? Does it have windows on the top?
It's a warehouse, so it's tall, but you're expecting, like most warehouses are, there aren't multiple floors. It's just one big room.
I mean, there could be like a catwalk up there. But
Probably, but you
does
can't
it
really
have
see.
windows up there?
No, there are not windows up there.
Okay.
It's about a 2-story building, and then there's no windows on it whatsoever.
Francesco, what do you say? Do you think we should scout it out a little bit before we go in?
We don't know if they've seen you. We don't want to be too uncareful.
There's never that.
I thought you would have learned from this moment.
I say we go in with disguises. I'll dress as a cook bringing pies, and you'll be my apprentice.
Pies?
Yeah, why not? People like pies, right?
So, also, by the way, as this is happening, you start to see the people that were masked. They were mostly here, and there was about 30 of them, all with weapons, all wearing about the same thing. And they start dispersing out into the city.
Or we find two of them, and get their outfits.
Okay. And so you do see as you're watching where people are going, 4 guards are posted at the front of the gate. 2 of them right here were muskets leaned up against the wall, and 2 of them pick them up, lay them across their back. They're being lazy, And then on this side, you see one of the guards walk around the corner and post himself just leaning against the wall.
Okay.
And then the rest of them just disperse into the city, some in groups, some by themselves, you know.
All right, Francesco, you go get someone who's by themselves, and I'll do the same. We'll split up and meet back here in 15 minutes?
Say 20.
20.
So you both go in different directions.
You're losing your edge, Francesco. 15 or I win.
He's like, I'll show you an edge. He pulls his knife out a little bit.
Always so serious.
So give me a perception check to see if you can just spot someone.
All right. It's probably not going to happen. 6 on the die.
You're spotting people in the middle of the street. You're just looking for people by themselves.
Yeah, I got 7 on the die, or 6 on the die and no additions, so 6.
So it's kind of hard to figure like exactly where everyone's going.
Still tipsy.
You're still a little tipsy. You're losing it a little bit, but you do see one guard walk down a main street to your left just a little bit, and it's the main street you came in through.
All right. I'm gonna follow him.
So
wait, is he a guard or is he a?
It's one of these
worker?
guys.
Okay. Yeah,
well, I mean, they're
yeah.
guarding.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But he's walking by himself. You're just gonna follow him for a while. It's a pretty busy street, so you're not.
Well, I'm
you're
gonna
not
follow
out of
him
the
until he like walks into an alleyway or until he, gets out of sight. Pretty much, and then
Right.
I'm gonna,
Right. You do see he turns into a bar, or like a pub sort of thing.
Perfect. I'm gonna follow him in.
So you open the door to the bar, and it's nothing like the bar that you love. It's nice and bright. There are tables with people. The waitresses look pretty. Everything you hate about bars, except for maybe the ladies. Maybe you like that.
They're fine. Just it's too bright in here, man.
Exactly. It's a typical middle-class bar.
Dude, I can't get swifty in here.
I can't get swifty in this bar.
I can't get swifty in here.
Hey guys, this is Mac with the Role Players Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening on whatever format you guys are listening on, whether that be YouTube, Stitcher, iTunes. We really appreciate all of you guys listening to this. We really enjoy making it, and it's really rewarding when people enjoy it. If you guys would like to take a moment, go down below, wherever that is, leave us a review, leave us a comment, give us a like, subscribe to us so that you can see all of our content later. It really helps us grow our community. I also think you guys should check out our website, which is www.theroleplayerspodcast.wordpress.com. I'll say that one more time for you guys. www.theroleplayerspodcast.wordpress.com. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to tune in this upcoming Monday for the continuation of this story. I had, as you can tell, me and Brooks always have a little too much fun when we play. And I hope you guys had a little bit of fun listening to us. So, have a really great day.